another one.
All right, so our very first question comes from the chat right and early. It's from Angie D. Angie D says, should I quit my job, focus on getting Python automation classes completed, and work on my resume, apply for a job? I don't have debt and a good emergency fund. Is so hard working full time and taking bootcamp courses. Okay, so that is a good question. And it's great that you don't have debt and you have a good emergency fund. I was helping someone who did what you're asking, and it didn't go very well for them, right? Especially, and why didn't it go very well? Because from what I've seen from most people, start the timer. What I've seen from most people is that when they go to a boot camp, they think that they're going to get a job right away, and it's a lot longer than they expect. So I would never recommend someone quit their job. I know that it's hard working full time and taking the boot camp course. One thing that I would recommend though, before you go, because I think quitting the job is drastic, even if you don't have debt, which is amazing. So, that's that definitely deserves a round of applause, because like when I'm doing the news shows in the morning, and you have like the debt is like in the trillions, like the credit card debt. So that's amazing that you don't have any debt, right? And it's good that you have a good emergency fund. But the thing that happens is like it starts to run out very, very fast. Just with bills and stuff like that. I would say I don't know what you do on your day-to-day job. If you don't mind sharing, I'd be happy to give some more insight on that. But I would say before you go and quit your job, right? I would recommend that you check your calendar and stuff like that to see how you could organize your time. Because a lot of times the reason that we don't have the time is because we don't properly organize it, right? And that makes us want, okay, like, oh, I'll get some more time if I quit and everything like that. One of the reasons I also tell people not to quit their jobs when they are trying to transition and stuff like that is because at times you can be able to leverage the job that you're working, depending on what it is, to also transition to maybe whether it's outside of the company, but a lot of times because the company that you're working for, they know you, they might have openings and stuff like that. You can try to transition within that company, depending on what the job might be, right? And Mitch has a good question. Like, can you take off some days, maybe even maybe every month? That's another possibility as well. But I can't recommend, because I see it every single day. Like people who are working and they finish boot camps and they're putting in applications. Like if you saw some of my earlier videos when I was giving the stats of what boot camps require for you just to be able to qualify for a refund. And this is people who like they've gone through the boot camps and stuff like that. I'll tell you this. For one of the boot camps, right? For the first 6 months, you need to have 400 applications a month, right? About 100 a week. And then after the first 6 months of that, then they drop it down to like 200 a month. So in total, it's like 3,500 applications in order for you to be able to qualify for a refund. And they're going to do their best not to give you that refund. So I'm always like, I can't, and from what I see on a day-to-day basis, and from all the people who reach out to me, I couldn't say to just quit your job, because you might think it's going to be, 3 months, I'll get a job in QA. Well, you have a lot of competition out there, because not only you have because I can only imagine if you're taking one of those popular online boot camps and stuff like that, you're probably in a cohort of people with, I don't know, maybe 20 people, and they're cycling them in. They want the same job that you do, right? They want the same exact job that you do. So it makes it a lot tougher for you to compete. And then especially like, let's say there's layoffs that are happening, because every single day you're hearing this company getting laying off people. The CEO of Wayfair just said, hey, it was actually a good thing that we laid off a bunch of people, right? talking about when you should keep your mouth shut, right? But that's the thing that happens. So that's why I'm always hesitant. And Angie followed up and said, is in a tech associate consultant for SaaS, but low salary and QA roles are overseas. So and that might so you see you're in a tech associate consultant role. So that's the part that I would be hesitant to leave a job that you're in the tech industry. Although the QA jobs might be overseas, but just being in the tech company as it is, it puts you in some sort of an advantage for against the people who are totally transitioning from somewhere else. So being that on your, and if you can make your resume, like spice up your resume to show like all the things that you do as a tech consultant and stuff like that, then it's going to help you like while you're working and you're trying to transition. Because like if I get a resume and I see, okay, this person is a tech associate consultant for a SaaS company, which means like you know a little something, and now you went to school for QA and stuff like that, with even if it's a boot camp, right? It helps a little bit more than someone who is transitioning from a totally different field and all they have is on their resume is some boot camp that they did. So I think you just have to be able to leverage everything. I would say start off with your calendar. Like I always tell people, put everything on your calendar. I have an interview that's coming out soon, but I was talking about like on my calendar, I have the time that I sleep. Like I have my sleep scheduled. I have my eating time scheduled. I have like my family time scheduled. I have my work time scheduled. I have my live stream time scheduled. I have the times that I create content scheduled. I have my meetings scheduled. Like, people just drop meetings on my calendar based on my availability. So I'm just saying that you need to plan everything out. You need to, and then once you start using your calendar, you're going to start seeing slots that are available. And if you still don't have any time at that point, then you can start thinking about, then I'd go to maybe what Mitch is saying, like, hey, take some days off every month. I was listening to a show the other day, and someone was saying like, they try to take a Friday or every other Friday or something like that off, right? So you have to see what works for you. But I would say that would be my last recommendation, even if you are debt free, which is awesome. I'll say that's the last thing I would say is go out and quit your job, because especially trying to transition to QA, it is very, very hard. And we're probably going to answer some questions about that as we go on into the show. So just wanted to put that out there, but great question and so happy to have you here. And we are going to wrap that question up. But if you have any more questions, Angie, do not hesitate to ask.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.